Today we're talking about something that's as old as time itself, the quiet but powerful consequence of betrayal. They thought they could play with fire and escape without getting burned. They thought they could put you through hell, break you down, and walk away without a scratch, laughing at the mess they made. But there's one thing they forgot: what goes around always comes around. And now that same hell they put you through is coming back to haunt them. They put you through endless torment, made you question everything about yourself, leaving you gasping for air, doubting your worth, wondering if maybe they were right. What they didn't see was that all their actions were forging you into something stronger. Each insult, each betrayal, every lie they threw at you only made you stronger, not weaker. Now, as the tables turn, they're staring into fire they thought they controlled, but this time they can't handle the heat. There's a strange beauty in seeing the powerful fall, isn't there? They walked around like they had all the power, thinking they were untouchable, like nothing could touch them. But now they're feeling everything they put you through, every sleepless night, every anxious moment, every shred of despair. It's coming back on them, relentless and unforgiving. They thought you were weak. They thought you'd crumble under their manipulation. They believed they could control you, toss you aside when they were done. They underestimated your strength, the strength it takes to survive, to endure, to stay silent and walk through fire without becoming it. But they forgot one crucial truth: those who've survived hell are immune to the flames. You walked through it. You made it out, and now you're stronger for it. And now, they're not so lucky. Now they're feeling the betrayal, the loss, the emptiness they once put you through. And they're wondering why nothing's going right, why they can't find peace. That's the funny thing about karma. It comes slowly, quietly, and then suddenly it catches them off guard and strips them of everything, just like they did to you. And in that silence and that loneliness, they're left with only their own actions to keep them company. The lies they told, the betrayals they sowed, are haunting them now. Every day they walk alongside the ghosts of their past actions, constantly reminded of the hurt they caused and the scars they left. They thought they could just walk away, but some things stick with you. Some actions never fade. They're feeling that weight now. Every step forward reminds them of the people they've stepped on to get ahead. They tried to break you, to shatter your confidence, but all they did was expose their own weaknesses. They showed their true selves, and now all they have left is an empty game, a hollow victory. They're facing themselves, probably for the first time, and it's not pretty. Every lie they told to keep themselves comfortable is unraveling, leaving them exposed and vulnerable. In their darkest moments, they'll look for someone to blame. But the truth is, there's no one left to blame but themselves. It's just them and their choices, the people they pushed away, the love they threw aside, the respect they never gave. And all of that comes rushing back, filling the emptiness they created. They thought they could ignore the consequences, but they'll soon realize that true hell isn't a place, it's a prison of their own making, a trap of their own mind. Now they'll understand what it feels like to be discarded, left in confusion, with no answers and no comfort. They'll feel the pain of being used, their emotions twisted into a game for someone else's amusement. They'll experience the emptiness, the helplessness, the anger you once felt, and no one will be there to save them. No one to shield them from the consequences of their actions. You gave them chances, didn't you? Opportunities to change, to do better, but they dismissed them as weakness. They took your kindness for granted, used love as a weapon against you. Now, that kindness is gone. They're left staring at their own reflection, empty, cold, just like the hearts they tried to break. They'll remember every time they made you feel small, every time they twisted the knife just to watch you suffer. And they'll feel that pain 10 times worse. Karma doesn't forget, doesn't forgive, and doesn't care who you are. It restores balance. Now it's their turn to feel the weight of their actions pressing down on them. The beauty here is that they can't escape. They can't run from their own guilt. No matter how hard they try to silence it, the whispers of their wrongdoings will keep echoing in their minds. And while they search for comfort, they'll realize there's none to be found. They've created their own suffering, and now they have to face it. They'll reap the bitter consequences of the seeds they carelessly planted. And you're free. No longer bound by the chains they tried to put on you. They thought they'd break you, but instead they made you stronger, more resilient, unaffected by the petty games they played. You don't need revenge. You've moved beyond it. Their suffering isn't a prize. It's a result of their own actions. And that's the difference between you and them. As they struggle with their own consequences, they'll begin to see what they've lost. They may never admit it out loud. Pride still holds them, but deep down they know. They had something real, something worth fighting for, and they threw it away. They gambled with hearts and lives, thinking they wouldn't have to pay the price. Now, their arrogance is all that's left to gnaw at them, a constant reminder of their downfall. They can't escape the sound of their own lies ringing in their ears, the betrayals they brushed aside. Their nights are longer, darker, haunted not by ghosts, but by every missed chance to be a better person. That, you see, is a loss they'll feel forever. A void that no thrill, no shallow victory can ever fill. They'll look for ways to ease the pain, to escape the silence. They'll reach out, trying to connect with someone, anyone, to help them forget their own reflection. But the truth is, they've lost the one person who truly saw them, the one who had the patience and love to stay. Even when times were tough, you were their safe place, their refuge, and trying to tear you down, they unknowingly destroyed their own lifeline. The irony is hard to miss, isn't it? They'll wander through faces, through places, searching for the comfort they once took for granted. But no one else will be there for them like you were. When they mistreated you, they set the standard. They showed others exactly how they expect to be treated, and now it's all coming back to them from places they never expected. And when they face the consequences, it won't be the external losses that hurt the most. The real pain will come from inside, from seeing themselves for who they truly are when no one else is watching. Their actions have left behind a raw, brutal image of who they are, one they won't be able to ignore. Every time they try to shift the blame, that image will remain, silently reminding them of every lie, every betrayal, every cruel act. Maybe in some twisted way, they'll come to understand what you felt, the loneliness, the hurt, the frustration they thought they could dismiss. They'll realize it wasn't your weakness they were playing with, but your strength they mistook for something they could manipulate, hurt, and throw away. Now they're left without that strength, without that light. They're lost, trying to find their way in the darkness they created. And there's no escape from their own thoughts. The memories they once held dear now sting with regret. The moments they laughed with you, felt safe with you, are now tainted reminders of the warmth they chose to discard. They'll try to bury those memories, but they'll keep coming back like an itch they can't scratch, a thirst they can't quench. Let them feel the weight of reality. Let them sit in the silence, the emptiness they created, and remember your silence is all the judgment they need. They'll carry it with them forever. As they sift through the wreckage of the life they thought they controlled, you're free to rise, to rebuild, to thrive in ways they can't understand. You've already walked through the fire while they're only starting to feel the burn. As time passes, they'll keep searching for comfort, for someone to fill the void they carelessly lost. They'll wear masks, pretend everything is fine, show happiness to the world. But deep down, that emptiness grows bigger, darker, eating away at any peace they find. No distraction or indulgence can quiet the regret that sticks to them like a thorn. In rare quiet moments, they'll wonder if they'll ever truly move on from what they lost, or if they even deserve to. Let them search. Let them scramble for the fulfillment they once ignored. In the end, they'll only be left with the shadows of the love they threw away, the support they betrayed, and the loyalty they trampled on. They'll look back and realize that while they tried to break you, they only made you stronger, better. And while they remain trapped by the mistakes of their past, unable to escape the emptiness they created, you're moving forward, leaving them to face their own reflection. A constant reminder of the cost of their betrayal. Let them feel the flames they started. Let them wander through the hell they built. Let them bear the weight of their own actions for once. And while they're left with regret and bitterness, with a life hollowed by their choices, you walk forward untouched, unbroken.